Greetings. Some of you have contacted me via text and said that I've been kind of silent and kind of quiet because this is a video that I've been waiting to do. Been waiting to do for a while, but it keeps getting pushed off because for some of you, well, most of you not aware of it. I have been in COVID isolation. So yes, I was exposed to COVID. That was the beginning of this month, and so I've been in isolation. Initially told do it for 10 days, then 11th day, then also others said the 14 days. I have had experiences regarding COVID that is generally not talked about and discussed on our podcast, or not a podcast, on our show, Facebook show. We're going to be discussing further, but I wanted to do a video, which I was hoping that I've been clear of COVID. But what has happened, the past 3 tests that I've had, all have been inconclusive because I'm going through the process of recovery. So now even after the 14 days, there's still elements of the COVID virus in me. So they can't go and say that I am COVID free. So that means it's inconclusive. So I still have to remain in isolation. So that's what's been going on. Yes, Jamal Touré has been experiencing COVID. So for those people out there who are going to say that COVID is not real, who come with these conspiracy theories and other things like that, COVID is real. We've been told you that. And so I'm letting you know now, when some of y'all say you don't know anyone who suffered from COVID, guess what? I'm one of the people. And what I experienced from COVID were not the traditional things that people talk about. That's why I want to do this video and share with folks that there's some other things out there that, again, we don't consider. So for me, I did not experience severe headaches. I did not have a dry cough. My cough was a wet cough because I have allergies. So it was mucus. So I had a wet cough. I did not lose my sense of smell. Did not lose my sense of taste. I did not have, well, I had a low-grade fever, but that was like intermittently, not always, not all the time. In addition, I did not have breathing issues. None of that was occurring. I did have chills, but there were some other issues that occurred that I had to then do my own investigation to go and do my research to find out that these were symptoms of COVID. But again, all the major stuff, didn't have the diarrhea, did not have the nausea, did not have the vomiting, didn't have any of that. Again, like I said, none of the severe headaches. But I did experience something called COVID lightheadedness. Yeah, that literally at some points I thought that I was high. And it's something that I discovered is called COVID lightheadedness, that your mind, then again, you're like in a fog, you're in a cloud. So that I experienced that. I experienced COVID night sweats. Couldn't believe it. I'm experiencing night sweats. Again, if you got a virus, a bacteria, it can cause night sweats. But then also it took it to another level. Now I experienced COVID hot flashes. Yes, hot flashes that people think tied to just the women. Guess what? It was COVID hot flashes that I experienced also. In addition, I experienced COVID delusional dreams. You heard me right. Delusional dreams, that my dreams were delusional, because in fact, there's an element of COVID that will cause you to become delusional. Mine then went to another level also. Now it was infused in dreams, cyclical dreams, the same dreams over, because, there's something else called, and I experienced COVID insomnia. Yes, COVID insomnia. I experienced that where I fell asleep like around 11 o'clock, thinking that it's now 4 o'clock in the morning, and it's just like 12 o'clock. Then again, I fall asleep again, wake up, now I think it's like maybe 5 or something like, or maybe 4 o'clock, and it's just like 1:17. So COVID insomnia began to come into play, and it was kicking in with regards to the night sweats also, along with the COVID, COVID hot flashes. Then I also experienced something else with regards to, I did have a runny nose. Again, I have general allergies anyway, but it wasn't major with regards to, and again, a low-grade fever that wasn't happening all the time. But then also with regards to the men, just to let you know this, there's something called erectile dysfunction that will happen because of COVID. Because what's going on, your entire body now, your entire immune system is not actually fighting against this illness, this disease, this bacteria, this virus that's there. So everything else becomes secondary. And I'm going to share something with you that it gave me some insight with regards to that. So men, erectile dysfunction comes into play. Then with regards to the sweats that were going on, the odor from my body was so putrid, so funky, that again, it's like it's trying to get, again, as Queen Quetta and I had a conversation, like getting these toxins out of my body that were in my body. But then I also experienced something that, again, that people generally talk about. They say it, but they leave it alone. That suppression of appetite. They're going to say it's a gastrointestinal issue that occurs. That, again, I lost my appetite. I had been doing training and had been losing weight anyway back in the latter part of last year. So, but I was developing muscle. But now what happened instead, my appetite went just like that. Went just like that. I couldn't even eat. But as I shared, I could still taste. I could still smell, do all of that. But now, I now had the gastrointestinal issue that they talk about. But guess what? There's more to it than that. It now also is psychological. It was not just that my body was not hungry and didn't want to eat. Psychologically now, I didn't want to eat. And some of y'all probably saying, Jamal, I know you're intelligent to know that, because you're ill, you got to eat. Yes, I know that. And that's why I'm saying that's the depths of this right here. That literally, that I did not want to eat. And in fact, I have to say my 19-year-old daughter, was a stalwart in all of this right here. As soon as I told her what was happening with me, bam, she was on it with regards to food, the things that I needed. Got to give a shout out to Kai Musgrove. Again, she was right there with regard to make it happen. My sister Sandra, I needed lemons, bam, right there. My mama preparing stuff, and they preparing stuff, and I got the stuff. Instacart dropping the stuff off at my house. And I don't even want to get the bags of groceries sitting on the front porch, on the front of my house. I don't even want to get the bags of groceries. But I didn't go and bring them in, put them in. Then what happens, and that's why I say the psychological element, was that my mind was telling me at points, you don't need this food. Get rid of this food. Throw this food out your house. So even though I had food already in my house, my daughter had sent me food, my sister got me some lemons that I said I had needed, my mama had fixed me some greens and some Hoppin' Johns. But a part of my mind now was saying, throw this stuff out the house. Boy, put it in the trash. You don't need this. So even with regard to this bacteria, this virus, this illness that's going on because of COVID, it's now people talk about people not eating. No, it's deeper than that. And we're not even understanding. It's not just gastrointestinal. It's not even psychological. So I lost weight, a tremendous amount of weight, and it's because, again, I had this constant battle with myself about even eating some broth. And people who know me know that I love collard greens, I love mangoes, and I love watermelon. Watermelon is a superfood. So even when my mom fixed the greens for me, I had 2 forks of the greens, and I was like, I can't eat this. I can't eat this. Get rid of this right here. The mango, ate a piece of the mango, slice of the mango. I'm like, I can't stand this. Then got a slice of the watermelon. Said, okay, I can probably eat this right here. 'Cause I'm gonna get my nutrients. Got a sliver of it, and my mind was like, throw this out. So literally, people who are suffering from COVID are experiencing a range of things, and this what I began to find out was some of the alternative symptoms of COVID, or some of the other COVID experiences, and nobody's telling us anything like this. And so that's why when I talk about with the men and the erectile dysfunction, how your body, your immune system is not focused on solely with regard to fighting the bacteria, the virus, I realized something with regards to when they talk about the underlying issues. Now, I have an underlying issue called MS, but it's not one that they're going to listen with regards to COVID. So I was straight on that, cool on that part. But those other underlying issues like obesity, hypertension, high cholesterol, diabetes, what I didn't realize, that even though with that ED, they say what's going on in the body, the immune system is trying to address the illness, I didn't realize that's what's coming to play with the people who have those other underlying issues. Give an example. It's like you're on a playground for recess during school, and you got the teacher out there, but you got this one kid that is almost a new kid who's almost demonic in their behavior, just awful out there on the playground. So the teacher now got to focus all the attention on this demonic kid because they don't know what the depth of this kid would do. This kid would do some horrible things. So the teacher solely focused on this demonic child. But guess what? You got 4 other kids over there too who are bad but may not be as demonic. And so what happened, the teacher's so focused on that one child and how the hell that's being raised by that child, that those other 4 kids are left to their own device to do whatever they want. Diabetes is now left to his own device. Hypertension left to his own device. High cholesterol left to his own device. Obesity left to their own device. So they just left out there by themselves right now to do whatever they want. So because again, your entire immune system is focused on this illness and the rest of them are not lingering. So that caused the gravity of the situation. And I tell folks, we got to understand, we got to take care of one another. I am not here to fight with people about taking the vaccine or not taking the vaccine. I say to anyone, don't discourage somebody if they want to take the vaccine. Don't discourage them. I understand the history with regards to what has happened with African people and the experimentation. I understand that. But until you deal with these people who've had these breathing issues and had these life and death issues right now because of COVID, you don't fix your mouth to try to discourage anybody from taking the vaccine. If you don't want to do it, that's what you do. If somebody else want to take it, I tell folks, again, it's free choice. Do what you think is best for you. So I say this, here go people who wash their hands, have hand sanitizer, all of that, and they got exposed and had to deal with COVID, like myself. And there's some other people I know too who say, Jamal, we did everything that we were told. But what happened, we sometimes go into environments that are not clean environments. No matter what we're doing, we go into environments that are not clean environments that sometimes that we're in charge of. I'm saying not us, I'm saying people like us in charge of, and we don't even take care of the environments. We don't even help the people. So my thing is to give information to folks saying, hey, there's a lot to COVID. This is real. You got to take care of yourself. But then you're not just take care of yourself. You got to take care of other people too, because it's no longer about you. You think it's just about you. No, it's not. It's about other people, because other people, innocent people, are now harmed by this right here. And I experience it and still going through right now. So I'm in COVID limbo right now. We're still in isolation, still got to wait until finally going to say, hey, everything is clear. I'm good to go. But even with all my knowledge and my lifestyle, how I eat, what I do, still experiencing it. And I have other people who talked about the same thing. And we're going to be discussing this further with regard to my show. But I want folks to understand, COVID is real. And we got to look out for one another. And I began to understand something too, and I end on this note right here. I now understood for a millisecond in time what was happening with my father and my other family members when they were not making that transition from this world to the next world, to the afterlife. Because what happened for them, some of y'all have experienced this, where you have family members whereas they refuse to eat. They're not wanting to eat. Because that's what's going on. The body now is shutting. The body is like rejecting all this right here. So I began to understand why when they offered daddy a spoonful of food, he might eat a spoonful of food and that was it. And daddy didn't want any more. Or offer, auntie or grandmama a fork full of food and that, again, they didn't want any more. Or bride Jim, not wanting any more. But we got to make sure we put ice on their lips because what's happening? The body for them are not saying, we rejecting all. We don't want this. And I experienced this and I said, I had a taste of what my ancestors, what my family members were going through in those last days. And that's why I say, this is serious. This is real. This is not a game.